After our last video on queso fresco, I received several requests to show how to make Crema Mexicana. I totally get it. It might be hard to find in some places, or maybe you just haven't found one that tastes truly authentic. After all, nothing beats homemade. So today I'm sharing my simple 3-ingredient recipe. Yep, we're making it. It's so easy. We only have 2 main ingredients, and I'm gonna tell you, your Crema Mexicana is only gonna be as good as the quality of the ingredients. So if you get poor quality, that's gonna translate into flavor. So I say go the extra mile, try grass-fed or organic. I have 2 cups of heavy cream. Now, there's a couple of non-negotiable things we need to know. First, we need the heavy cream to have at least 36% of milk fat, because there's something pretty close to it as far as the name is concerned that's called whipping cream that has less fat. It will not work for this recipe. We need all of that fat in heavy cream that's gonna translate into this full-bodied Crema Mexicana. I'm using a whopping 40% for that extra boost of creaminess, Nelson. How great is that? Second, always go for pasteurized. Avoid using ultra pasteurized, because guess what? It's gonna liken flavor. To this, we're gonna add half a cup of cultured buttermilk. Very important, it needs to have live cultures because that's what's going to make this stick. It also has to be pasteurized with 1 to 2% milk fat. This one specifically has 2%. And I'm just gonna mix this in a measuring cup. It's clean. You can also use a bowl or even a mason jar. We're just gonna mix this in with a spoon to make sure everything is well incorporated. Cover it with plastic wrap. If you're using a mason jar, then just do the lid. We're gonna allow this to do its thing for 24 hours away from sunlight at room temperature. I just place it inside the oven. The oven stays off. Leave it in there undisturbed. Go on about your life, and then we'll go back and do the rest. I know it hasn't been 24 hours, but I made a batch yesterday. During this time, those active cultures have multiplied and thickened the cream, which is gonna also develop that sweet but slightly tangy flavor we love. I love it when it jiggles. The consistency is there. Right now, what I'm gonna do is season it, and this is to taste, but I'm personally going to do half a teaspoon of table salt. And I like to mix it in with a whisk, just in case we get a few lumps in there, we can target them, but just do this gently. We love the flavor, but also how we can just drizzle it over Mexican dishes with no problems. Now cover it again. It's gonna go in the fridge for at least 2 hours before we serve it up, because it has to have time to thicken up a bit more. I personally prefer to do it overnight. If you're impatient, 2 hours is your minimum, but it's gonna look so beautiful. I have one in the fridge, so let's get it out. You are not ready for this. The excitement is real. Look at this, luscious, velvety, full-bodied. Oh my goodness. With a spoon, mix it in, and it's gonna kind of thin out a bit more. I mean, come on, look at that. It flows beautifully, perfect. It has to be stored in the refrigerator at all times, so just keep it in a tightly sealed container, or I personally like to use a mason jar because it just looks so pretty. You guys, making my own queso fresco ruined store-bought queso fresco for me, and this crema has ruined even my most favorite brand of crema, because I just love homemade. It tastes so different, it tastes so good and fresh. Use it to drizzle some chilaquiles, enchiladas, salads, gorditas, sopes, empanadas, you name it.
I at least want to taste.
I know you do. This is so good. Crema Mexicana. Oh, I just...
Oh, look at this consistency. So beautiful.
I love it. It's so good. It tastes fresh, tastes delicious, slightly tangy. Just this reminds me of crema de rancho. It really does.
Yeah.
So the flavors are there. I'm thinking
this with breakfast.
Ooh, with corn on the cob, Mexican style corn. It is so good. Delicious. It's just amazing.
Wow. This is no way You can compare this to store-bought.
I can't go back to store-bought. I just can't.
Mix this with the queso fresco.
Ah.
Oh my goodness.
This gets stored in the fridge. Take it out when you need it. Put it back in the fridge. Just leave it there at all times. And don't forget that a ton of information is going to be available on villacocina.com. More details. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and also click
the notification bell,
because that's how you get notified when we upload a brand new recipe that you do not want to miss out on.
Where else are you going to find such a good crema mexicana?
Bye, everyone.
You're too much.